Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Avowed stream. We're here to play some Avowed. I will apologize in advance if my stream is kind of stop-start today. I have 3 dogs here. One of them's in another room just chilling by himself. The other 2, which includes mine and my sister's dog, they're the worry. One of them's mine likes to play a lot. The other one has chilled out a lot since as he's getting older. So yeah, I now need to keep a watch on those 2 in case they do something stupid like destroying the backyard. So if you hear any barking, and that means I'm getting up and checking to see if they're doing anything wrong and stopping them from doing something that will cause damage. So yeah, I will just give you that forewarning if something does happen and I have to stop the stream for if I step away from the stream for like 5 minutes or so. It's to deal with him. It's to deal with those 2. The other one, my family dog, he's fine in another room just sleeping because he is not well. He has a tumor in his head and it's caused the right side of his skull to sink in. So he's not in a good place. He's still very happy. He's still very happy dog. It is it's hard to watch a dog that you picked out for the family. I picked out personally for the family, and watching him slowly get worse and worse. I mean, he's still eating. He just eats a lot slower. He drinks still, but he can't hold the water like he normally would be able to. So it just drools all over the place. But yeah, let's get into this, shall we? Enough talk about that because that's making me very sad right now talking about my dog, the family dog. It is very sad. So we're going to try and look at, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours. We'll try and ping it around then. No promises. I can't promise much.
There you are. It's rather rude of you to keep a lady waiting. I'll forgive you, though. It gave me a chance to dip into my notes about the Circle of Archmagi. One does not simply waltz into an Archmage's domain unprepared. Tell me, dearie, how much do you know about Ringrim?
10. Until they say that the side of it drives men to such terror, they cut out their eyes and offer them.
Well, with her skill in spellcraft, she certainly could do so if she wanted to.
Hang on a sec.
The Circle of Archmagi are the most powerful magical
Wait.
forces in Aeora.
Stop.
Whatever the reason,
Buff.
the fact that she's here at all is significant.
Stop.
Oh, just titties. The Circle sent the Archmage of Terror. Oh, she's just brilliant.
Don't get distracted. We're here to find a way to the garden.
I know that, Envoy, but I suspect it's all connected. Nakokubel is the largest of the ancient godless gods. There must be something in there
One
of
sec.
interest to Ringrim. Probably something powerful.
Stop. He's just chilling. Enough. Now's the chance to find out.
I knew I liked you, darling. I'll be with you every step of the way. Those Steel Garrote bastards stole all my research about the Godless. They'll get to the garden first over their dead bodies. I can show you the way to Ringrim's domain, but we should travel lean. The less of us there are, the less likely she'll take notice. You'll need me to get you in the door, so who's staying behind?
Marius, please go back to Camelot. Gee, I don't know our plans. All right.
You got it. I'll make sure to roll around in the warm sun for a bit while I'm at it.
Perfect. Oh, this is going to be fun. That's done. Well, it's hard. Fire in the brush! Invaders in our territory!
We make a good squad. Something tells me the Godless didn't bar that door.
Unseen, unheard.
Just one measly dungeon. How bad can it be?
No, Dario. I'm not doing this.
This is your fault. You went soft on that merchant. Barely nicked him. Reckon he lived and ratted us out to the constable. So we're gonna lay low in these ruins and sit on our haul. Who knows? Maybe we'll find treasures inside that'll make us rich.
Rich? You're gonna kill us all. Wow's eyes. Who are you?
Just someone passing. You just admitted to theft and murder.
Hey, first of all, we only bled that merchant a bit. Still quite alive when we left him.
I don't like this, Dario. This is how we get ourselves killed. First you said we should come to the living lands, and I went with you.
Stealing from that merchant was your idea, though. And credit where credit is due. It was a solid one.
Now you want me to break into some dungeon full of traps? I've had it.
Coulda, bow. If it bothered you that much, you should have said so. Told you we should have gone into the ruins instead. I told you it'd be simpler. Now look what happened. Shut up and draw your blade already. We can argue after we kill this sanctimonious little shit.
save just in case, because we could die if we fall.
This looks like it could fit in that artifact we found, actually. Let's try it out.
Do not pull this lever under any circumstances. I'm pulling it.
You're one of those people who takes requests, not orders, aren't you? April's been busy. I should have known he couldn't sit still.
Love to see someone else so active in their twilight years.
Yeah, there's stuff up there. Don't need that.
Wouldn't want to be near those when they fall.
Take out the priest. Hang on, guys. Hang on. What are you two doing? Stop. Wait. Enough. Stop. 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 Good. Barrels. Those two can be. Oh, they're back at it already.
Who's ready for more? Bandits, probably. Bet they have no idea what to expect.
Oh, we're supposed to do it this way. Jesus Christ. Oi!
All right. He's over to it. Not growing those quietly. And then, whatever.
Take out the chanter. We don't want them summoning anything that could be of harm. I'll just go down next.
Did I see something move up there? There's a this water is then
Way up. Circling.
Damn, phase didn't think that result to explosive charges. Alright, let's check that shield out. Block efficiency is better. One of these buttons is meant to open the door to the treasure, but I forgot which one. The other activates the flashlight. How do you pick it up and run?
The silence of the light would open the door. Well, who's ready to not believe any more signs?
Notice how find a way to turn off flames, steer clear until you figure it out. Hang on, guys. Oi! Stop barking in the house and try the alarm, the sirens, okay? Stop that. You don't need to do that. You're coming soon, okay? Well, when I'm done streaming, 'cause I can't watch you two while I'm streaming. Gee, those two are terrors. They're trouble. Trouble is their middle name. Wait! Stop it! Boof. Enough. Sorry about that. No way to turn these off, is there?
That boat's seen better days.
Oi!
That's what it is. I never thought I'd see it in the flesh.
Yes, of course. Everything but the treasure was tracked. How silly of me to assume otherwise.
There we go. I don't want us to rest sleep. Today's the day, and if all men who says was right to life and be a day's journey. Emperor and I will show all the third one who is better. I can't see the face shock on Tama's face. It's been a day and the seas of tropic looks like a storm is forming from the east. It should pass by. I trust Emperor. He gets around the words. Another day and we saw the beasts in crest of water. We're close now. Emperor is worried about the storm and wants to turn back, but I told her we'll be hauling the beast back home before it comes close. We can't stop now. The beast is dead, so is Emperor. We found the Leviathan, but Emperor was right. The storm was on top of us. I harpooned its tail, and when the beast breached, she speared its eye. The creature went mad and crushed her kukui. But with the storm, I couldn't reach it. I should have listened to it. I was a fool. It took 2 days to get back. When Thomas saw the beast's body, he declared a celebration. No one realized Emperor was missing, and I can't tell them. Not now. Not when they're already drinking. I need to hide this. I need to hide everything. Kith noticed Emperor's absence, and rumors are starting to spread. Some say she returned to homeland, and others think she's abandoned the third one. But what can I do now? How can I tell them they drank to her death before they even knew she was missing? No better. No. Better to die with this secret than shame us all.
A man told a tall tale about the fishing. Oh no.
All the years we heard that story, and half of it was a lie. We thought Umpara just left. Part of me wishes I still did.
Gets all physical damage from traps. That's a very good amulet.
Thank Caiaphas. I thought you'd never come out of there. I've been waiting for ages.
You followed me this way? How?
Uncle Capo taught me a thing or two about how to survive. It's why he's always so... No, I can't get distracted. This is too important. Listen to me. I came to find you as soon as I heard what my uncle asked you to do. I just wanted you to meet him, not go on one of his stupid escapades.
Is this about the traps or something else I found inside?
What do you think? You have to put the heart back. Or take it away. Whatever you do, don't give it to him.
Why? Because he's a fraud?
A fraud? What?
Found Capo's journal in the ruins. He's not the hero everyone thinks he is.
But why wouldn't he?
He egged her on when it was too dangerous. Maybe he blames himself.
That's nonsense. Every Leviathan hunter knows the risks. Oh, gods. People think my uncle is the greatest hero they've ever had. He's the spirit of Thirdborn. If that gets out, what do we do? We can't tell anyone.
It's Capo's story to tell, not mine. Honestly, I can't decide.
All right. I trust your judgment. But what about the heart? You can't give it to him. You just can't.
Just a fossilized heart. Clearly means a lot to him.
No, it's not. Apparently, if you grind a fossilized Leviathan heart and mix it with wine, it becomes a poison. I found his notes on it. I think that's what he wants it for. I know he hasn't been himself lately, but I never thought he'd want to do something like this. He won't play Azatoa with me. He won't go out on walks with me anymore. He kept saying he didn't want to go out without being himself. I thought he meant leaving the house. You've got to put a stop to it. Any way you know how.
A wolf eats the hemlock. What suffering could be so great?
Can't make any decisions to it.
Then we've got to go back. Right now. I'll go find the Tiranui. He'll know what to do. If you can talk any sense into him, Just hurry. I'll be there when I can.
Promise you be careful, right?
I will. I'll see you soon.
There's an upgrade material over here that I want. See me. Too late.
Everyone open.
Increase maximum health by 45.
Everyone okay?
What do you want? Really? One less thing for me to worry about. Thank you. Enjoy your skates. Well?
Capo's house.
Godlike. Ah, back already. Have you got the heart?
We need to talk.
Huh? You won't even let an old man ask how you like my designs. Fine then. Start talking.
I know what happened to Umpara.
Ah, yes. That.
And why didn't you tell the truth?
How could I? We were young and stupid. We went out in secret. The entire town hailed me as a hero the moment I stepped onto shore. I had overcome the Leviathan.
You could sound a little more sorry for lying to everyone you love.
With everyone celebrating, I couldn't bear to tell them that I wasn't the warrior Thirdborn thought I was. That I couldn't save her. From the moment I stepped off that boat, I stopped being Capo the Man. I was only the Leviathan Slayer.
You've never stolen her glory.
Perhaps not. The Thirdborn was a new settlement in those days. Times were hard. People clung to any reason to celebrate.
It's true. That story's always been a favorite. At a certain point, it felt like it belonged to all of us.
I hid everything I'd taken in the hunt within the ruins. Once people heard about it, they thought I had other hidden treasures. But adventurers started thieving, looking for gods know what. I set up traps to stop them. The heart is the only thing I have left of her. So, what will you do now? Reveal my shame to the town? To my Nakai?
Chieko are really nice.
Of course they do. The one I wanted to protect most. I was a fool to think any of this would be simple. What about the rest of the town?
The truth will do more harm than good.
Oh, thank you. Thirdborn needs any hope it has left. Even if it's just a story. So, the heart?
Tell me you want to end your life.
Damn that child to the depths! They were never supposed to know. I have the dream scourge. I'm starting to feel it in my bones.
We wouldn't be having this conversation if you had the dream scourge.
You'd think. It comes on slowly. So slowly, I don't think folk realize until it's too late. I've got shakes, tremors that weren't there before.
It's just old.
But the worst are the dreams. Sand swallowing Thirdborn. A garden, vines eating at old ruins. People say the dream scourge is a soul plague. I'm no fool. It's in my head, eating away at me. I saw it at the gates of Thirdborn. People go mad. They kill their kin. I don't want to hurt Chico. I'd hoped to go out quietly, but my Nakai is smart. I didn't realize they'd uncovered my plan. I can't bear to hurt another person I love. Not like Ampara. Not again. I want to die as myself. On my own terms.
Hasn't this place seen enough death? You gotta seize every moment you're given, oh man. You owe that much to Chico. You gotta give him more of a goodbye than this.
I think Capo has earned the right to make his own decisions before he no longer can.
You can understand that, can't you? Give me the heart. Give me this one act of courage.
I give Capo the heart. gonna give him the heart.
You can't. Damn you.
I respect his choice, but I can't be a part of it.
Oh, this path can only end badly for Chico. Maybe the rest of Thirdborn too. You may have doomed us all. Ah, hero of Thirdborn. I'm nothing but a helpless, unstable man.
He writhes as we writhe, yet he lives. How could life bring him pain?
Good luck, Godlike. You'll need it.
Envoy, he's right. His story belongs to Thirdborn. We can't rob them of it.
I know you just talked to my uncle. You didn't give him the heart, did you?
What's not? I'm gonna put you through that.
Thank the gods.
I'm Hajime with the Tiranui. Chico said there was something about a Leviathan heart. And their uncle Capo, they said he was planning something terrible. That's all they gave me to go on. Gods, Capo's fallen a lot farther than I thought. Oh, good. Always wanted a desiccated heart when I was growing up. Anything else?
No, that was all.
Good. Well, if that's all, I've got to find a good place to store this.
Thank you. I mean it. I'm sorry my uncle is sick. But I'm not sorry, I know. I'll spend as much time with him as I can.
He's not sick, it's the Dream Scourge.
What?
He wanted to die before he turned. He was just trying to keep you safe.
No. No, that's not possible. Even if it were, there must be a way to stop it.
His value of noble sacrifice.
It's not noble to leave a family behind. And it's not noble to lie to them either. I just... Damn it all. Damn you. Everything was fine until you poked your nose into it. I hope the sand swallow you and you never come back to Thirdborn again.
Don't listen to them. They're hurting. Let's just give them some space.
Yeah. That's safe.
I know you just talked to my uncle. Thank the gods.
I'm Hajime with the Tiranui. And their uncle Capo, that's all.
I want to take his own life with it. Chico stepped in.
Gods, Capo's fallen a lot farther than I thought. I suppose that could work. Chico?
Consider it payment for helping me. For everything.
Anything else?
No, that was all.
Good. Well, if that's all, I've got to find a good place to store this.
Thank you. I mean it. I'm sorry my uncle... What?
He knew where it would end. He wanted to die while he was still himself.
No. No, that's not possible. Even if it were, there must be a way to stop it.
If I knew, you'd be the first one I tell.
God, I just feel so helpless. I don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to have the heart. I want the one thing I can't have. For him to be all right. You don't have to say anything. I'm sorry. I guess I should help you in some way. Here. Take my uncle's armor. He meant it for me, but I'm not using it. Maybe you can give it a new story. I should go see him now.
Poor darling. I can't even imagine.
Nah, I don't like that look.
Yatsley, when all of this is behind us, are you going back to Fiormes Evernal?
It's hard to imagine leaving forever, especially with Quilici still there. Well, what about you, dearie?
Even if I could go back, it wouldn't be the same. Who knows? Maybe getting banished was the best thing that's happened to me in a while.
Maybe Fior was holding you back. And you can return one day to rub all your success in their faces.
You're too kind to me, Yatsley. I don't deserve you.
For all you put up with from me, I'm sure I could be kinder. But I'm always happy to help. How knowledgeable are you about boat maintenance?
I know enough to patch a hull or mend a sail. Why do you ask?
Well, I was thinking about it. The weather around here is so tempestuous, and the Envoy's already been in one shipwreck. If we end up in a boat, I'd just rather someone knew what they were doing.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's boats. If there's another, it's pretending I know what I'm doing.
Oh, my hero. For the camp of an official Adir and envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course.
I suppose the bath can be arranged if you ask nicely.
I always ask nicely. But as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind?
Charlie had. Was it worth much?
I'm the only buyer you'll find here, and I already have the jar. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find.
So you got that burn running around all flammable ruins.
I've yet to be burned in a single flame trap, and I don't intend to start anytime soon. Fair guess, though. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given. I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. The next thing I know, everything was on fire.
When you say everything...
I mean, my arm wasn't the only casualty. What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with arson? My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them. I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end.
Did you ever end up getting the spell right?
Of course. Now I only burn those that deserve it, like mosquitoes and university administrators. The only lasting damage was my burn mark and the dreams.
You sure you had dreams from not nightmares?
Nightmares are still dreams.
Boof!
Just not ones you'd recommend to others. They're not nearly as enjoyable as my more provocative dreams.
I wanted to hear about those. Firstly, my favourite dream was several lengths of rope and enticing Cordia from home.
Oh. Well, just be sure to have a quick release knot if you ever make that fantasy reality. Someone should learn from my mistakes. I certainly have no intention to.
That's one use for rigging.
As delightful as you are, we've much to do and less time to do it in. Shall we go? Oh, envoy, might I steal a moment of your time?
You finally ready to talk about what happened else there?
Well, it's the waiting that makes the payoff so delicious, don't you agree? Look, I lost more research than I'd like to count. But Fiora and its people are safe. That's what matters. Thank you, envoy. I don't know how you managed it, but whatever you did, you averted disaster. That being said, your ambassador is going to get an earful, and possibly a fistful, next time we're in Paradise.
I'm only sorry that the crop situation got so dire for everyone in there.
That's what happens when you're the breadbasket of the living lands. Sometimes things get stale. At least we were able to get everyone to safety. I don't know how things are in Paradise, but at least no one's tried to set it to the torch recently. I mean, I assume. Long enough that I trust her to do her best by everyone. You see, Emerald Stair has Naku Tadek. For a young and aspiring godless scholar, it was a godsend, if you'll forgive the pun. And, as a young at heart godless scholar, I've traveled outside the stair to other ruins. That's how I met Temerti. Thirdborn's close to Naku Kubel. Girls gotta eat sometime.
Oi!
Yes, why did I choose to settle down with a gorgeous scientist who loves me? What a mystery. I still go out often. I've catalogued many ruins, but there are always more. And coming home to a warm welcome is lovely. You should try it sometime, darling.
Walker from Animators, how do you get that?
Oh, part of it is my sparkling personality, of course. But a larger part of it is time. It's hard to hate someone when they drop by your lab with lunch after you've forgotten to eat again.
Does mean I get food from you?
As much as I'd love to, you don't travel with the kitchen. I can't promise anything. My mother always said that the way to a man's heart was through his stomach. Quilici and I got together the old-fashioned way, though. I saw a beautiful man across a smoky tavern. Then I dazzled him with my delightful personality. Then he showed me an abandoned ruin outside of town, and I was hooked.
And you lived happily ever.
Oh, it's not a fairy tale, darling. We've been happy for the most part. Any rough patches got smoothed over well enough. I only thought about killing him once or twice. He's probably thought the same a bit more. It's hard to believe that things have changed so much recently. Any sense of safety just went poof. It makes you wonder how everything will turn out.
You have a little trust in Dario. Why don't you try his job?
Me? Well, I suppose that's an option. Huh. I'll think on it. Maybe it'd be a nice retirement plan for Quilici and me.
Governor Yatsley. I like the sound of that.
Thank you, Envoy. I feel a little less frazzled. I've got a lot to think on. Try not to have too much. How can I help, darling? Don't let the bedbugs bite, dearie. I wish we could have done more for them. Capo and Chico, I mean. But if I were in his shoes, though I'd like to pick a more fun way to...
I must just feel bad for Capo.
Of course. Even when it's expected, or even preferable, it's always a tragedy. I can only hope that at the end I have some control over things. That I can go out as Yatsley. And don't you forget it. But it gives you something to think about. I mean, not everyone gets to come back like you did, Envoy. Well, that's all I had to say. Unless there's something else. How can I help, darling? Well, I suppose you got... Though between your dreams and mine, it's a wonder anyone gets any sleeper. You remember that I nearly burned my family home down when I was young?
It's hard to forget.
It was an accident. And I paid for it. My parents refused to buy me more spell books for years. Well, shortly after all that fuss, the dream began. It started at first with a fire. Just flames, crackling, and a feeling of safety. I thought it was a little weird, but nice. But then the dream kept coming back, night after night. I learned more every time. I saw that it was a fire in a hearth. And that hearth was in an old library. I assumed it was a library, at least, to explain why there were so many tablets lining the walls.
What kind of tablets in the library?
Oh, everything from dry historical recountings to treatises on agricultural techniques. No romances, though. Whoever filled the library must have been allergic to them.
Did you read any of the tablets?
No, never actively. I had read them all previously, if that makes any sense. That's actually how I learned the Akedan language. Just woke up with that knowledge. Which is very useful when you can find no written records. In the library, there's just one person, but they're wearing a hood, so I never see their face. They do the same thing every night. They curl up in a chair by the fire, hold a tablet to their chest, and then the fear comes. The paralyzing, all-encompassing fear of something.
Something you don't Don't have any more specific.
Just the noise. A low, deep banging starts, and it rattles through your bones and shakes you to your core. And it replaces the beat of your heart with this droning on and on and on until you forget every other sound you've ever heard.
A beat. A beat. Steel feet on the shore. They come by night.
And then, as it just gets louder and louder, and right before it gets there, I wake up.
You've been listening to too many of Giada's ghost stories.
And let me tell you, waking up in a cold sweat does nothing for my fur.
You don't understand the source, I assume?
How sibilant. No. Just that it's all-encompassing. It's strange. I've not told many of the details of my dream. I suppose I must like you quite a bit, Envoy. Don't let it inflate your ego too much. You know, Envoy, we've traveled enough that I think I've gotten a handle on your style. Style of fighting, I mean. Your fashion sense is more... opaque. I could probably teach you a thing or two. What do you say?
You show me what to look for?
Of course, darling. Easy as pie. What? Out of breath already? Talk to one of the boys. See if they can help with your stamina, dear. Well, I've taught you all I... You think those Adirans were onto something? Or were they onto something before you ended their studies? Do you think they could have cured the Dream Scourge?
I don't know, but the subjects were an accident waiting to happen.
Dearie, the best science has a little danger attached. I just hope we made the right decision.
Right, wrong. It's all a matter of perspective. We're going after the source, and that's what matters.
I suppose you're right. And we won't get such a chance again. Had you left them to their own devices, who knows what we would have gained. A cure might sound far-fetched, but what if they found treatments for the Dream Scourge? And even other ailments? But our loss, I suppose. Well, that's all unless there's something else you want. How can I help, darling? Oh.
Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly recognize the place.
I say.
Well, that's what I'm trying to nail down. You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller and the colors are duller?
Yeah, I felt that when I returned home from my first campaign.
Then you get it. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis. Dangerous and out of the way, but bursting with vitality. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People like Capo, the Leviathan Slayer, and Tama. Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. People who built around their stories and their scars.
Everyone you describe seems more like a legend in reality.
I guess it felt like one, too. Hardtack and Merc brew after a long day's patrol tasted better than any feast. Being back, it felt like we were watching Thirdborn die a slow death.
It'll take a toll anyway.
True. But I can't help but feel that I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn seems rudderless. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with Adir is another. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn feels like a barnacle on a moving ship. Temeriti's leading them as best she can, but towards what? What are we doing out here besides surviving? Or it'll go the way of the godless and their ruins. Not sure which idea makes me more uneasy. What about you? You were sent by your emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died, met a secret god, and gotten swept up in tensions between your empire and our scattered settlements. Between releasing Egwolf and thwarting the Steel Garrote and Emerald Stair, you've opposed your empire's interests. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides?
His interests are unjust, and our alliance with the Steel Garrote let us to down a dark path.
That kind of clarity is rare. Thanks for talking. Yep. A marker of his service to Thirdborn's defense. And something that helps his comrades identify his remains, if needed.
You always hope it won't come to that.
You hope it won't, but you know it. It's an old Rauataian naval tradition that Thirdborn's kept alive. And another debt I owe him. Shake the sand out of your bedroll before you settle in. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about what happened in Emerald Stair. I know your Emperor sent you here to represent Adir. But the Steel Garrote trying to raise Fjord has gotta make things harder for you.
We stopped it, that counts as something.
You saved lives. Of course that counts. But that doesn't make it easy. The cruelty behind the Steel Garrote's plans. It's hard to reconcile that with the place you've called home. I just wanted to know how you're feeling about all this.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
Yeah, I did my time fighting under Rauatai's flag in the Deadfire. Seeing what we did there, what we allowed. I felt like the home I knew was changing, bit by bit. Maybe I was. Enough about me, though. I want to know about you.
My mission hasn't changed. Feeling has no place in this. I just be down. I didn't sign up for this.
Give yourself time. And you're the one who'll have to live with it. Anyway, this may be your burden. But you know what? What's on your mind?
You and Kevin knew each other.
Yeah, it was tough to see him like this. But I'm glad you didn't give him the heart. He's always been the toughest among us. And even if he won't admit it, he doesn't want anyone seeing him at his weakest. But it's more important that he say his goodbyes. Properly.
But him in his life the way he would have been cruel to Chico.
They would have taken it hard. I'm glad we could spare them that much. And about Capo's secret. I'm glad you kept it. Sharing it would have brought nothing but hurt and confusion to Chico and the others who knew him. I'm glad we could spare them some of their pain. Night, envoy.
Despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful to be working with Yatsley. In many ways, Quilici has been like a second father to me. But Yatsley, she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good.
Well, we all need bad influences in life.
Well, she's an expert in that field. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly interested in godless ruins?
Maybe she knows more than she lets on.
I'll give her that. We should be ready for anything. Something tells me Ludwig isn't finished with us yet. For you... You too.
Ever heard of Empress's Eye? Listening to Yatsley's thoughts about godless ruins is one thing. Bringing her along for the rest of the trip is something else.
Yeah, Drasda?
Well, don't you think it's a little convenient? You need to go somewhere no one ever goes, and here she is to show you the way. If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Obviously, things have changed since then.
You seem bothered by this.
Bothered? Petraku. It's my job to guide you as safely as possible. I'll go along with whatever you decide. Just don't be disappointed when she doesn't show you what you wanted to see. Anyway, on some reading. What's that? I suppose if you're on a wild goose chase, there are worse places to do it.
Worst places in a hot, barren landfill gathered with sinkholes.
At least I know how to deal with those sorts of things. Rope, lantern, extra water skins. Yatsley's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? More questions, most likely. And spiders.
Ostrich hot answers I need.
How come the answers are never in a little oasis with shade and drink service? I just want to make sure we've covered all the options before we dive headfirst into another deadly ruin.
Just me? It'll be fine. Sure, I appreciate your memories.
Right. Just keep it in mind, I guess. Anyway. Thanks for talking.
Marius, could I examine your soul?
Oh, no. You'll use none of that spooky soul business on me.
But I promised to be gentle.
What are you even looking for?
Nothing. Anything. I'm sure I'll know when I find it.
And so will the rest of us.
Well, I would offer my soul to study, but you and Quilici plumbed it enough. I'm sure you'd prefer someone new.
Don't you trust me?
You? Sure. It's all the animancy I have trust problems with.
I'll try not to take that personally. Suit yourself.
Seeds of change, their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe.
What soil? The soil of Shadowscape?
A name given to the land, not asked for. You see why the parasites are loathed? The soil does not want these cities. It yearns for silence, for the kestrel song. But first, the sprouted ones will grow. They will bring the stillness and the bird song.
Why would you want a third one? How could the Dreamscope taking out Shadowscape be a good thing?
The air was not meant for voices. The soil was not meant to carry buildings. We want all of them gone. We wish for life to flourish again.
That's what the people are doing in Shadowscape. They're trying to make a life.
Efforts paid in blood. They lie to the earth, to themselves. Death nourishes the soil. All things come from the rot.
We don't need death for things to grow.
The spider devours her mate to lay her eggs. We ponder
better on our feet than in the ground.
Quiet as the depths.
Poor dear. He didn't stand a chance. If you ignore all the dead bodies around, it's a cute little camp.
That looks like a piece of the thing you were fiddling with at camp. Hope whatever got you was quicker than the dream scourge, old friend.
Take the best shot.
least you took care of those bastards. Glad I got to see some vengeance.
Oi! Stop!
Don't know why you're here, stranger, but I'm grateful you are.
Timothy asked me to look for some civilians in the desert. Are you?
You're not even here to deal with the Zorbs themselves. I suppose I should be grateful you're here at all, right? We arrived at the cave last night, made camp, and it all went downhill from there.
Who's we?
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki, trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
That's not much of a squad. Thirdborn used to have proper scouts with real training.
Someone had to do it. The guards are stretched thin, and with all of the dream thralls, there aren't many willing to go looking for trouble. Look, after what happened in Fior, we had to make sure it didn't happen here. The Zorbs were our first official mission.
Oh, guys. Stop. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Gussie. Good boy.
Like I said, someone had to do it. Private Naoki was on watch, but I guess he fell asleep because the scaly bastards ambushed us. It was a massacre. Most died then. The rest ran off in all different directions, screaming. Naoki must have gotten away in the chaos. The gods have a cruel sense of humor, saved us. Well, no one trained us. The Terranui and Thirdborn said they had no hands to spare. But we're Rautayans. Warfare runs in our blood. We thought we'd be fine on our own.
There's more to warfare than gusto and vigor. Wish you could have learned that some easier.
Private Naoki is a fool and a coward. Since we left Thirdborn, he's been running his mouth. We got to hear how many Zorps he's gonna kill and who he thinks is afflicted. The town's been talking about nothing but Fior and the Dream Scourge. I think it got to him.
It crawls into our mind as it crawls into theirs.
It's probably why he was the first one out, because it was all suddenly real.
Was he right? Was some of you sick?
Even if the captain had been acting weird lately, there were 1,000 better reasons for it. No, Captain Ruiki was fine. We were all fine, no matter what Private Naoki thinks. If you don't believe me, check her journal. That should be enough to please you. If anything, it might finally convince that idiot Naoki. Here, take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them. I don't have long. Let me stay and enjoy the silence before Barath takes me.
I used to fish and drink with these people before I left. They weren't soldiers.
Sounds like they wanted to be.
I didn't realize how bad things had gotten here while I was away.
The Dream Scourge seems to have set all of Thirdborn on edge. I guess I can't blame them wanting to do something.
Well guys, I think that's where I'm going to end things off for today. And I thank you all for anyone who's joined in. Be sure to leave a follow on my Twitch channel. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel where all these VODs will be uploaded as soon as possible, as soon as I get around to it. But I thank you all for anyone who's joining in and watching the VOD on Twitch and on YouTube. But until next time guys, I'm Carl Tander and I'll catch you later.